Well, that was a good movie. Well, more or less just saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and to cut to the chase, the hype is deserved. It's really, really, really good. I loved it. First off, animation. Animation is gorgeous. DreamWorks usually puts out beautiful looking animated movies, and if you've seen what Puss in Boots 1 looks like, or movies in that caliber, it's going to look good. But what they did different here was during the action scenes or the fight scenes, it dropped the frame rate like Spider Verse, and the way they put the camera angles, it was very anime like in those fight scenes. It was amazing to look at, and the backgrounds way different than any other DreamWorks movie though, because it looks like they were painted. It doesn't look like they're 3D models. It looks like they painted a lot of the backgrounds and even the foregrounds. They look like they have strokes to them. And the colors are way more vibrant in this movie than other DreamWorks movies. The greens pop, the reds, the pinks, the blue. It's very, very bright, and it's eye candy. This entire movie is just eye candy. The writing and the characterization is also really good because they balanced three villains and they were all great. Goldilocks is that villain you relate to, that villain you kind of feel pity for and you're sorry for and you're kind of rooting for. Like you don't look at her as the bad guy. She's the antagonist. Her goals just kind of oppose Puss. It's not like she's pure evil, and she's a really great character. You understand the inner workings of her character, and I'll get to that in a little bit. The next villain was Jack Horner. Jack Horner is just evil for the sake of evil, and he's hilarious because it's like Dio or Reverse Flash, just that irredeemable villainy that is just so funny. Everything he says is very iconic, and the his character design is also just really good because it's just this tiny head on this oversized body. His hands is like the size of his head. It's really, really, really good design and just really funny character. And then of course the fan favorite, Death. Death was fantastic. The performance from the actor, top notch, and it was horrific. The character design was sleek and cool and just amazing. The presence, it's like it's not going to just scare the kids, it's going to scare the adults. It was just so good. But I'm going to make a video on him, so I won't get into Death too much. Puss and Kitty chemistry was really good. And then they, like in the first movie, they worked together really well. And Berito has all the makings of what an annoying character should be or would be, but they're not. They are very much the heart of this movie. Another thing about this movie, it tackles fear and anxiety very well. Spoilers, of course. Puss has an anxiety attack, and the way he comes down from it was so amazing. It was beautiful. It was emotional, and the way they craft an emotional scene that doesn't, well, it's hard to put into words, but it was just amazing. And Perito is a character that definitely is probably going to be the other fan favorite aside from Death. It seems that like the canines are just the goodest of boys. Not, well, Death is not the goodest of boys, but Death is the bestest of boys. I also just want to say something about Antonio Banderas' voice acting. He sounds afraid. Like when he's scared, it's so believable. Like towards the end, he tells Kitty, "Death is after me," and it's just so heartfelt, like so good. The world building and creativity of this movie is just also top notch. Like Jack Horner, his shtick is that he has all these fairy tale objects from different nursery rhymes. Like he has Excalibur, but he couldn't take it out of the stone, so he took it with the stone. He has the bag of infinite void. He has he has the Phoenix, he has the Baker's dozen, he has all these objects, and it's just really it's just really cool. It's just really creative. Another really creative thing is the map of the Dark Forest that leads to the shooting star. That is amazingly creative. Not only does it show when a character grabs it, it changes the landscape, but how they use it is also narratively amazing. Like, Puss is this fiery, kind of raging looking landscape. Kitty was this toxic looking landscape. Perito was peaceful and it was happy because inside them they were just this pure dog, this pure character. But then Goldilocks grabs it and it turns not evil, but it turns like her childhood, like her nostalgia. And it's amazing because it shows the character, not only character development, but also just insight on the character without saying words. It shows us in the best way, and it's just really, really good writing. Well, if you can't tell, I can't recommend this movie enough because it's just really good. It's beautiful, and if I heard that the same team that's working on this movie is working on Kung Fu Panda 4, and I'm here for it. Kung Fu Panda 4 is probably going to be really good. I don't have worries about it. If they can bring this kind of heat, I cannot wait for the fourth installment of that film franchise. Hopefully, this decade will be the decade of the renaissance of DreamWorks. The DreamWorks renaissance will be fantastic, and I can't wait to see more of those movies.
Lives flashing before your eyes?
Pray for mercy from Puss in Boots.